Alright, today I'm going to have a go at some modifications to my DJI Phantom Pro 4 remote control. The Phantom 4 is incredible and I love it to bits, but as I'm asked to do more and more video, what I'm finding is that there's a lack of the ability to have fine control over the motion of the aircraft. So if I find I'm drifting a little bit right and I need to correct for it, I'll see a jump in the footage, and if I want to rotate right or left, it tends to happen as a snap and then a smooth. And I think that's just down to the fact that there's very small distance between the potentiometers which control the aircraft and the top of the stick. I mean, I know I can adjust it up and down a little bit, but also the fact that your thumb is, there's a little bit of wobble between where my thumb contacts the top of the stick, so and my skin and all sorts of variables in a very small space. So what I'm hoping to do is take the guts out of this, take the potentiometers from these sticks and transfer them to this, so that eventually the pitch and the roll and the yaw will be controlled by this one joystick with my whole hand, and the larger distance for the rotations of the potentiometers, allowing for much finer control of the motions. And the fourth variable will be throttle, which I'm hoping to get into this controller here. So I'll fly the aircraft like this. Ideally, I'll also move some of the buttons from the remote control up into the top of the handle, so that I can tilt the camera with either the roll switch from the remote control here, or this hat switch. Let's see how that works. And then photos can be taken by pulling the trigger, ideally. We'll see how it goes. So the first step is going to be to tear these apart and see how the guts can be made to marry up and create this Frankenstein's monster of a remote control.
Okay, so I've drilled right down to the depths of this joystick, this USB joystick, and it's pretty tight in there, so I'm not going to be able to remove all of the gear from here and stick it in there easily. So what I'm going to do is just take the mechanics out of this and put the electronics from this into it, and mount it to the side of the DJI remote. I think that's going to make it easier. I won't have to move these, the electronics, the buttons, the antennas, the battery, the con card. All that stuff can just stay where it is. The only thing I'll be moving is the pots from the control sticks into this joystick. So as you can see, this is the tilt and roll, and yaw will be on this. So getting rid of that, we'll figure out a way to mount that onto the side of the remote control, and then what I'm thinking is I'll abandon the throttle controller from the joystick and make my own on this side of the remote control, so it'll fly it'll be controlled much like this. I still want to put the trigger here operating the camera, taking photos. Video is not so bad, I can just start the video and then fly. But I will try and get the camera tilt wheel from here and maybe put it on a thumb control on my throttle. Maybe the throttle will be like that with a thumb control. Alright, so next stage is to figure out how to mount that to that. Okay, so this is the design for the bracket, the right hand stick bracket that I've come up with. You can see there is this arrangement of holes replaces the little pylons on the original. I'm thinking I'll bolt right through rather than build little towers, little plastic towers. So, there's going to be a lot of stress on those. This area here is where it'll attach to the DJI remote. This little body here, which is a separate piece and will be screwed onto the base, is for the potentiometer for tilt. That's a little shaft I'm going to have to make, which will take the tilt from the joystick and transfer it to the potentiometer from the DJI controller. So now let's get to printing, I guess. Here are the printed parts. Here's the bracket that's going to hold the joystick, and this is the little mounting piece for the pitch pot. So that's going to go there, and then these are going to screw onto the side there. So I bought some hardware to attach the joystick, so let's have a go and see how it works. This is the spring that returns everything to center, well, returns pitch and roll to center. So that's going to go on there, like that. And I bought these extra long screws, so that, because I'm suspecting I'm going to want to add something on the bottom, so I'm going to make them a bit longer than they probably needed to be. 2 in for now, so we can. So I'm sure it's going to have to come apart a few more times. So let's. Alright. So let's get this stuff. I don't need that in a moment. This is the yaw pot, the original pot from the. And there's a spring down here which returns that handle to centre. So that looks pretty good. So obviously going to drill some holes through there. Distance looks pretty good.
Okay, so after getting the handle, after getting this handle attached, I found there was a lot of stress on the side of the original DJI Phantom remote control casing. It was moving around way too much, so it was obvious that wasn't going to work. And so what I've done is designed this internal strengthening structure to span the gap where the old joysticks were, and to stiffen everything up. Not only on this side, but also for where the throttle will be mounted on this side. So now I'm just going to run through a little video of me designing that piece, just so you can get a feel for what I'm doing in Fusion 360 when I'm making these parts for 3D printing.